Hey everybody, here comes your countdown.
Blah.
That's the kind of day I'm having.
What's up? Scooby snack time.
Sundays we're kind of in this mood where, we go crazy.
What's up, ladies? I see all ladies in there. What the hell's up with that?
The ladies love you, Frank. They just love you.
Fired up in inquiries. I did.
Look at them. They're like, hey, Frank, how's it going?
What's up, D? Hi, Jill. There's Romney.
Oh, digital. Nice to see ya. Sally Ann. Stacy. My sweetheart, how are ya?
Nadia. Another northerner. Just like D. Foreigner or on the border.
Vid Inquirer says, oh, I've been all weekend. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
It's a chill, relaxed day. I'm about to turn some music on here.
I was just telling Frank that my arms hurt really bad. I cleaned the door that comes in from the garage to the laundry room, and I scrubbed a little too hard today. Oh my. Good God. You gonna live over there? Nope. Maybe.
Oh yeah, a little weed has never killed anybody. And if they say it has, they're lying.
Hey Sloopy, how's it going? Oh man. What a week.
Yeah.
I should say what a weekend. Call ambulance. Raggedy Susan says, call a ambulance.
I ain't going nowhere. Went down the wrong hole, Frank.
That's funny.
Why does my shit look so blurry?
Because you are blurry.
No, my cam is for some reason.
Did you cough all over it and get stuff all over your camera?
Hey, there's another weed person. Yeah, Melissa.
Mike says, I'm here. Oh, vid inquiries. It's all right. I do this to myself every so often. You know, that fibromyalgia that I have? Yeah, well, it kicks you in the butt when you try to overdo it. What are you doing, Frank? Frank is body waving. Oh, Melissa, I'm so sorry. Oh, pollen, yes. The pollen is bad in Wisconsin right now. Every morning I wake up and I'm all plugged up.
All you northerners, Midwesterners don't have that problem. Except for this kind of weed pollen. Well, it went out. But we did get confirmation on Mr. FF today, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
From another person.
Yep.
Big dog Kokomo boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polly wants to know if you put your finger on the lens and made it all blurry.
There you go. You don't see me now, do you? Dude.
Oh, now you're really blurry. Oh, coming into focus. There you go.
Now to get my eyes focused.
Ugh, I don't mess with you. So how's everybody doing today?
If anybody wants to come up on the panel, we'll drop the link. Fun day Sunday. Fouts. Somebody sent me a thing about him today, too.
Yep. Nadia, you're worse today? That's not good. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Sunshine Kicks. What's the question about Fouts? Yeah, I'm calling motherfuckers out tonight.
Could
No.
FF be BG?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, we get all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
They wanted me to send some information over to Steve to do a facial recognition verification.
Gotta love Steve.
Steve's like, hey, there's my girlfriend.
Support with stuff is back in the house.
He's driving, and I'm listening.
It's support with Stepha's turn for a weekend of graduation fun.
Lynn. There's Lynn. She's here.
Hey, Lynn. How you doing?
Steve will not be here tonight. He's going night fishing. So, just let everybody know. Randy's on the road back to Brookston. He might pop up in a little while. So, his brother had some type of military training or some sorts up there this weekend.
Oh, okay.
So, damn it, this joint keeps going out.
Well, maybe it's trying to tell you something.
No, it ain't. This is the first one of the day.
Okay, so
I waited until the night show to fire at my first one.
Sounds like personal problems to me, Frank.
Now, what the hell's wrong with I keep leaning sideways and my shit get blurry.
Well, stop leaning sideways. Oh, that was interesting. The close-up.
Digital. Which ex-boyfriend looks like the younger sketch? I would have to say it is BS. Initials BS.
Yeah. Sloopy, you're not the only one. Sloopy says last night's show made me cry. I would not recover having lost a grandchild.
Oh, we ended up three-way calling her after the show last night for about 45 minutes, and it even got worse. Every word that you could think of as bad, it came out of her mouth.
But I don't blame her one bit.
I didn't either. I was like, let it rip, lady. Let it rip.
Yep.
Yes, Nadia, I'm going back and forth.
Sunshine Kicks says, wondering if my gut is on the right track. I've watched this case for years, and your information has been A+. Thank you so much, Sunshine Kicks. We try very hard to vet all of our information before it comes out.
Yeah, we work with a couple other creators too, and we switch information and back and forth, and we know their stuff's going to be legit, and anything that we come up with, we research before we release it to anybody else. So
yeah,
it's nice to have other creators that are willing to work with you or vice versa. So
yeah, I agree. Nadia says, or Stephanie says, I feel so sad. I feel for her. Your heart just does go out to her because
they've been giving her the bullshit runaround for the last 5.5 years.
Not only that have the police been giving her a runaround, but can you imagine having people come up to you saying the kind of things that they're saying to her about what happened to her granddaughter? I mean, it's just awful.
Man.
Hey, Jan, how you doing? Ivy? It helps to talk about it. Glad Jerry got to explain her story. Yes, I agree. Question. What would you guys think about having a psychic join at the search? I know a lot of people or whatever on the fence about them, but can't hurt, right? I'm actually working on something with that.
Well, yeah, I was wondering because we had talked about that. I thought we was going to try to have one on.
Yep. I am working on that. So different time zones and everything, and so we just gotta have things mesh.
Hey, polygraph, I've got that one toke choke. Smoke.
That's why you're a rocket.
Yeah, you better watch it. I might turn some YouTube on while we're live so people can hear some music at the same time.
Jen says there are a couple who I would trust. Yep. Noise.
That's who I thought that was. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
You know who that was, right?
Yeah. Stephanie, try having EMS at your son's and refusing to transport for him while he was dying. I'll never forget it. That is awful. Awful. Who is FF? It's not on your initial sheet. It's not because we just got the information last night. So I got to add them.
Not only from Karena's grandmother told us, but I got another verification from a totally different source today.
Yep.
That's in the surrounding area is where this person lives.
Yes. And Sunshine Girl, we all want it solved so badly, and hopefully that's going to happen here this year.
And I found out who the girl was that took her to either his house or took him to the other person's house. Remember when the grandmother said that they called the other grandmother and the mother called some girl to come pick her up and take. I know who that person is. I found out.
Okay. But we don't know who took her from his house
to
Gabe's house.
Right.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Melissa says, today was creepy here on my street. Old man staring house across the street in windows. Ew. 2 young teenage girls live there and then go follow him. He went in his yard and pulled out binoculars. Yeah.
Sick fuck.
Yep. That's awful.
I need to hold on. Let me look.
Yes, that was said last night that his son is TF.
Hold on, I'll find out right now. I'll be able to tell you.
All right.
Oh, wrong one.
So, I'm dropping the link. From the information we got, the police did a, what is it called? Lie detector?
Polygraph.
And our polygraph, and her polygraph, she passed it.
Who did?
Paige Turley.
All right, let's see. We'll
double check on it, digital. but I'm pretty sure that somebody in the chat last night said that.
Well, I'm looking at his possible relatives right now, and I do not see the initials TJF or any name in his relatives.
Okay, we'll see what we can find out on that.
Right. And I could tell you that he is a businessman. He what's called possible business of his, Crossroads of America Martial Arts Institute in Kokomo.
Stories from the Stone said, talk to a biker friend about the Sons of Odin MC this weekend. He apparently wasn't their biggest fan for good reason, too. Oh.
We got information on them too, stories of the stuff from the Stone. Believe me, we've got a lot of stuff we don't want to talk about.
All right, we're up to date here. What did McCain Martial Arts? Oh, we can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. I know you're talking.
Is that better?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he does martial arts. Dave McCain does. Somebody's got a video of him showing off type shit in his living room or whatever it is.
Yep.
No, I didn't. I don't know who he is.
You call Halo?
Yeah, look under the name that he goes by on Facebook, and he sent us a bunch of messages today.
Yeah.
No, didn't have a chance to.
We kind of didn't really look at a whole lot today after yesterday. I glanced at the emails that came through, but didn't respond to any of them.
There's a digital said Dave McCain video title Tai Chi.
Oh yeah, that's right. We played that the one time on the show.
Yeah. I believe McCain does have some skeletons in the closet of some sort.
I think a lot of people do in that area. Hi, Deb. How are you?
A lot of people aren't even talking about the McCains, right? Haven't been talking about them.
No. How are you doing, Deb? So if anybody wants to come on and talk or ask questions, here's the link. This show is mainly for you guys, so
yeah.
I didn't get notification. I was trying to find this. Sorry, late. I checked the subscription. It was off again. I reset it.
Hold on a second. I gotta find what.
Randy does not live in Lafayette, but he lives
in Brookston.
Brookston. Okay.
Well, Sunshine Kicks, the mastermind. All right, let me find her previous message.
Digital. Have McCain's been connected to Kokomo? We're still searching. All right, here we go.
No, who's that?
That's Stephanie Roberson.
Hey, what's going on, Miss Stephanie?
Well, I tried to get on. That's Stephanie Roberson.
Can you turn the regular stream off and just go through StreamYard?
Oh.
Can you turn the regular stream off and just go through StreamYard?
Let me figure out how to do that.
Okay.
All she had to do was exit out of YouTube.
Yeah.
up at the screen.
Frank, they want to know, Blade.
Where did I serve at?
What
I
unit?
was part of the 32nd ADCOM Air Defense Artillery. Then which Charlie Company 11 Signal Battalion was part of that 32nd ADCOM, which was part of the 10th Brigade Air Defense System. So I branched off from the 32nd ADCOM through another company. I was in Germany my whole time I was in. So went to basic at Fort Jackson in South Carolina. Went to AIT school in Fort Gordon, Georgia. And then I was supposed to go to Fort Benning for jump school, and I ended up breaking a bone in my hand, so they had to reassign me. I went home on leave for 2 weeks and then went straight to Germany and spent my whole time over there.
Aw. Lakeside has a question. Do you think JF and SE is involved with the girl's murder?
Justice Fouts, is that who he's talking about?
Oh, Fouts.
It was like I was explaining when we had our live on Friday. You got to look at it this way. When you have an organization pumping drugs through these towns, the bigwigs of the town notices it, and then these pushers are approaching the politicians and say, hey, we'll pay X amount of money if you allow us to set up shop here. What you see on TV, a lot of the stuff is actually what's happening. They might put a little twist on, but yeah, I mean, come on. And the bigwig from the Kokomo crew, he's got somebody he's got to answer to. We don't know if he's in the state or if he's in another country or where he's at.
Why do you think the thermal drone didn't pick up any thermal heat of the girls if they were there?
It's hard to say. I don't know much about thermal drones.
Yeah, I don't either.
But if the girls were allegedly gone by 3:30, that's a 3-hour gap. So you got to figure by medical terms, your body temperature drops like 2 degrees every hour once you're deceased. I don't know. I don't know what the range is on those thermal drones.
I don't either. I was wondering how Kokomo crew in Delphi so much. Well, from the sounds of it, the Kokomo crew was... Oh, hang on. The Kokomo crew was almost like the leaders in the drug dealing. So they were going to go around to all the surrounding areas. Okay, Stephanie. There you go.
Am I on?
Yep.
Okay.
You are.
Something that's been bothering me, and I even tipped this in. I did it by email, though, and I don't know if they got it. But from the very beginning, the day that the girls went missing, I was here at home, and it came on the news. And I told my husband, I said, they'll never see those little girls again. And so then they came out with the very first audio. When that audio came out, it said the man was saying down there, like he had a lisp. And I told my husband, I said, that man has a lisp and they should be very, very easy to find. Well, then they cleared that audio up and made it say down the hill. And I know when I first heard this, it was down there. And like I said, I told my husband, this man has a lisp. Well, several months ago, I was going through a lot of researching different people. And who did I run across was a video of PB. And he spoke in that video and my heart stopped in my tracks. I said, that is the man. That is the man that killed those little girls. And I believe that in my heart. I've believed it from the very beginning. I may be wrong. You know, there's so many. But when you have an experience like that, and I've not ever been able to say it out loud, just try to write it. But I needed to vocalize that so they could hear the they'll. And I know that was saying down they'll. And then when they cleared it up, it says down the hill. I don't think so. I could be very, very wrong. But if you go back and listen to the very first audio that they showed on national television, you'll hear it.
Yeah, see, me for being in radio broadcasting, we learn how to splice stuff in and out of tapes and stuff like that. And when I first heard it, I immediately said that tape has been altered. Immediately.
I mean, it was just, right immediately. I'm like, Gary, the guy has a lisp. He should be so easy to find. And yeah, I think that it's altered. I think the sound is altered. I don't know. It's just a feeling that I've had ever since I heard his voice on his Facebook. And I was just, it's caught my breath.
Would you do us a favor and send that information to our email so we can look into that?
Yes, sir. I will. Send your email link on there so I know it's marvinfrank@gmail, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. marv.n.frank@gmail.com.
This is in 5 years, this is the first time I've been able to vocalize this, where people could actually hear what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I appreciate you having me on. I'm kind of really shy and anxious, so I'm going to jump off and continue the show, but I will send that to you.
All right. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. And that's something else we could look into.
Yeah.
And just to let everybody know out there, tomorrow I'll be calling the Kokomo prosecutor's office to put in a FOIA request to request all documentation on the Karena McClerkin case. Then I'm calling the state attorney general's office to find out what the hell is going on in these counties where these cases aren't being solved or they're not being worked properly or whatever the circumstances might be. There's just too many people dying in the surrounding areas.
Yep.
Including Carroll County, Miami County, Howard County, Tippecanoe County, and a lot of them are not being solved. And I saw one today from 2006 that Marv posted on our Facebook group.
Yep.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Another one from Kokomo's hasn't been solved.
Yeah.
So, and they were also going to try to file a FOIA request on receiving the 911 calls for the floor fires.
Yes.
So
Melissa says, is Sean Harmon part of the Kokomo crew or was his father?
Never saw his name pop up.
Nope.
But I could tell you that Sean Harmon and Anthony Greeno ran around a lot.
So KM, her cousin, is missing too. Karena McClerkin, Boston, is missing. She's been missing for over 5 years now. Hey, Grizz, how's it going? Right, that's why they do some low person bust, make it big news, and don't really clean up the big fish supplying the towns money and afraid to.
There you
Same
go.
Everywhere across America. Exactly.
You nailed it right there.
Yep. There are many plausible theories about thermal drone, including cadavers in cold water of creek. Drone misfunction. Okay. McCain's have a lot of money, and in a middle America small town, that type is way more impressive than it is and goes a lot further than it does on the coast. Yes,
Well,
you're
you
true.
also got to understand about the McCains. They're one of the founding families of Delphi. Them, the Brahms, their families are the ones that basically settled into Carroll County, where Delphi is now.
Yeah.
So,
digital, no news on this. I'm hoping it doesn't come out.
I seriously doubt that it's going to come out now that it's been leaked through several different channels. I don't think nobody's going to release it. Just my own opinion.
Sally says their body heat was way in the range of being detected. Should have picked them up. Only thing I can think is that they missed that crime scene spot. That may be. What meeting was he at during the day?
I know what meeting he was at.
Yep.
I can tell you. Matter of fact, I'm going to send it over to your chat, and you can pull it up.
Okay.
Give me a second here.
Yes, because that is one document that we did end up getting from a viewer. They sent it to us, and we are very appreciative of that.
Let me make sure. I got to find it first.
I think they slowed the audio down just a bit. Alicia says, I think perhaps the drone didn't pick them up because they were killed in the creek. Just my opinion. I don't think that would have made their body temperature drop enough to where it wasn't detected. But did she say BP? PP? PP? Did who say that? Oh, Dee says she did, Sunshine.
I'll find it here in a minute.
Okay. Smack them thumbs up like they stole something. Like it.
There we are. All right.
Which group on Reddit? Thank you.
All right, just send it to your chat. This is something that I did want to bring up sooner or later, but now that we are, I got questions about it.
Okay. I'm going to share. Did you just send me one page?
That's all there was for that.
Okay. Share screen. And yes, I know I got to make it bigger so you can see it. Hang on. Uh-oh. There we go. Now I can make it bigger for Frank.
Bigger than that. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there. That's good. Can you slide it down? Can you slide it down just a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Another one of our followers sent this to us in an email showing it was a Carroll County Administrative Committee minutes. No quorum present. February 13th, 2017 at 3 p.m. Carroll County Courthouse Employee Lounge. Members present. Mayor of Delphi, Shayan Evans, Camden Town Council Representative Pete Wagner, Florida Town Council President sitting in for Josh Ayers. Remember that name, people, Josh Ayers. Joretta Timson, okay? Now, if you would scroll that up, keep going. It talks about everything they talked about in this, okay?
So this is important. No quorum was present to approve the minutes. No corrections from those present.
Remember when everybody was talking about how Shane Evans was supposed to document daily routine, what he was doing, or meetings, what he was supposed to have, and the quorum was supposed to approve it? Well, what had happened is the city council had gathered to put a quorum together for this, and they were not present when this meeting happened to verify that it actually happened and that actual minutes happened. So this is why I question this document, because is it legit or not? Even though there's a signature at the bottom of the page, doesn't mean anything to me. If it wasn't approved by a quorum, this document is basically garbage to me. And it was over by 3:30. Meeting was adjourned at 3:30. So that answers everybody's question, but you take it as you want it. I'm taking it as that the city council ordered him to have a quorum present, anything he's doing or whatever, or documentation, and he didn't do it that day, and he tried to cover it with this. That's why I just question it. Sorry, guys. That's just how I feel about it. So.
Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to take this down. I saw 2 deer with all those people in the woods.
Sunshine, may I ask if you can come up on the panel?
I'm not sure what this is. Can you go live with the AG office inquiry?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Is that Ashley Garth or Anthony Greeno? I mean,
I don't know. I have serious doubts about how JJ could have seen the 2 deer. Actually, he could have. Very easily. From where I was standing on the south end, looking over at Frank and support with Steffa, he could have seen deer no problem. I'm sure that people are more than happy to pitch them their schemes, legal or illegal, because the golden rule still applies. And I'm not talking about Jesus's rule, who has the gold, makes the rules. Do you think there is a part of Ellie that might be helping to cover up evidence?
Hush money.
Jen said kids are dying and it's not right. I agree.
She wants me to go live with the Attorney General's office, man. You know how hard that would be?
Yeah.
You're getting the actual Attorney General on YouTube to do a show. Play, don't start. Don't start.
Boston, I just put the name in there. Who are you referring to as KM? The affidavit said the killer would be bloody, blood spurts, splatter, I assume. But did it actually say blood was found where bodies were? Just asking. Yes, there was a lot of blood found where the bodies were. My Charlie says, however, FF is too old for the second sketch. Yep.
FF is, we're not looking at him for the actual murders in the Delphi. He's our top guy for the Karena McClerkin disappearance.
Yes, digital.
You're correct.
So I'm not sure where everybody's getting this information, but the blood was not found at the edge of the creek. It was 50 yards up from the creek. And there is no information that BG drug Libby up to the area.
I think they're listening to Skip. Skip's got a theory out now.
Ow. Do you think there's a serial killer in Carroll County, or are most drug related?
I would say it's mostly drug related and money related.
Yeah.
And then we know that just from Judge Fouts having a mistress, and he has supposedly been grooming her from the time she was 11 years old. If that's the case, then he's got to be involved some way, shape, or form with some type of CP ring or something in that nature. So we're keeping a close eye on him too, because it's awful funny that all these people that have been arrested for meth back in those days were in front of Judge Fouts and they were getting slaps on the wrist. Well, then he resigns his position over the escort scandal situation and becomes an attorney again. And now he's representing the Palladino case, Martin Palladino's drug case.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I mean, my God, this guy's, he knows all these people personally.
And Allie, just to answer, for some reason, I even wonder if deer were there around the girls and the violence that took place. It's a known fact from other cases that I have looked into, that deer will go and be in the vicinity of somebody that has been murdered. I don't know why, but it happens. It's almost like they're there to protect the bodies. They are found to actually lay down very close to the bodies and stay there until somebody sees them or finds them. It's weird. I noticed that when SE came back, he had a bump on his head. Maybe Libby hit him. Could be, not sure.
We got that photo.
McCain's also want Logan's land, don't they? Yes. They have wanted it for a very long time now. James, so glad that you're here with us. Thank you for joining us. Somebody must be walking past the window.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. Looking for the next question here.
Our source is texting me back and forth because they're watching the live stream. She said she don't give a fuck what that piece of paper says. Shane Evans was not at that meeting.
Ooh.
That's why I questioned it, because if there was no quorum, there's no proof that meeting ever existed.
Yep. Well, Sally still think SE's something to do with it. Horrible thought, I know, but I don't think they would have let her die. She would have been worth a lot of money to them. I'm sorry. Her horrible thought about young girl, beautiful features. Yep. Let's see here. Why would JW say they found the girls before anyone has found them? Okay, that is one thing that's always bothered me about the audio that day, was the part where someone radioed in and said, hey, I heard the girls were found in the creek.
You talking about Jay Weaver?
Yeah. And then they came back and said, no, we haven't heard anything about the girls being found.
Yeah. Audio transmission. Yeah.
Yeah. That was very suspicious. Yep, exactly. Let's see.
Yes, Alley Cat.
I agree, Frank Meister. I don't care if he's a plumber or any other profession, but he's an elected official held to a higher standard. Yep.
Well, apparently not there in Carroll County or Delphi. Hell, alone Florida at that.
Yeah.
They're just as bad.
So the only reason that we want to contact the Attorney General is because Kokomo does not like to release information for FOIA requests.
Yeah.
So we want to just know what our process is. When we put in the FOIA request, they're given 20 days to respond to our request. If our request isn't responded to, what is our next step? And I believe that is notifying the Attorney General that our request wasn't answered, and then they make them answer it. Why were the girls not found the night of the 13th? That's the biggest $1 million question.
Somebody else can say it. Cover up. Hey, we got a super sticker.
Woohoo! All right, I'll get to it as soon as I can. But would deer be around the death? They wouldn't have been there when the girls were being killed, but they would have been there afterwards.
They would have smelled it in the air immediately.
Yeah. They would have
investigated.
Yeah. I probably could. I have a 6-year-old that hasn't quite fallen asleep. She's pretty close, though. I've never been on before, though. That's all right. Something interesting. I just saw someone who found an old game cam and several cut down trees to make a firing lane from someone shooting from Logan property to this area. That's not private property. Yeah, that's interesting. Did they even cross the creek that first night? From everything we've heard, yes.
Yep.
It's hard to believe that a deer would be near death, and a violent death at that. At Marv, Sierra, KM cousin came up missing 3 weeks after KM. No one talks about it. I wonder if that is true. We'll have to...
I'm sure that would have been mentioned last night.
We'll have to look into that. So, my mind is kind of crazy yet today, but if you go and listen to the Matthew Shepard case, this was a gay man that was brutally beaten, tied to a fence, and beat across the head with the butt of a gun repeatedly. And he was still alive. And when the patrol car drove up to him in this field, tied to this fence, there was a deer laying not too far away from him. And when the patrol car started driving up, the deer moved off. But that deer had stayed there by him for however long. And he was alive, but barely. Water in her lungs, ?
Yes. From what we know, yes.
This would be poaching and is very serious. The poaching community has a lot of parallels to child internet porn rings. This guy is profiled as Hunter. I think there could be poaching culture related. I'd find it really hard for somebody to go and poach on Ron Logan's land that he didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was constantly looking for people on his land that didn't belong and running them off and telling them that they shouldn't be there. Didn't Libby fight back? Some say neither of them put up a fight. Libby fought back. Support with Steffa pulled over to say no way they were killed the girls in the water and moved on from going to where the bodies were found. And the reason we're saying that, everybody, is because if you haven't been to that area at that time is very, very muddy. And it's going to be very hard for anybody to drag two girls up those banks. Wouldn't you say, Frank?
I can't see any. I mean, with the height of the water when we were there that day.
And how fast it was flowing.
But you got to remember, back in February of 2017, it wasn't that high. I don't believe it was. But still trying to drag two girls, a 200-pounder and a buck-05 soaking wet young girl across the creek by himself. Only thing I can think of is that he had a hold of one and the other one was running. And they ended up at the creek. And that's where he caught up to both of them. Or at least the other one at that.
Mm-hmm.
And got him across the creek. My personal opinion, Abby was knocked unconscious and the killing began on Libby. And then when that was over, Abby was starting to come to a little bit and she was a coup de grace.
So James says there were 6 people, mostly younger, caught in a poaching ring in Delphi about a year or less before. That's the first time I'm hearing of that. I know that this warrant said that there was no struggle, but I don't believe that for a second. Based off of people that went to Libby's viewing and saw the bruises and stuff on her body, I'm not believing for a minute that there was no struggle. He might have strangled them to death and stabbed them. Blood would have just puddled, or wouldn't it? It still would have puddled.
The only way I could describe information that was given me on a secrecy is think of the Nicole Brown Simpson murder. What happened to her basically is the same thing that happened to Libby.
Yeah.
It's the only way I could describe it.
James says, I'm a big hunter and hog trapper. Deer do a lot by sense, and any blood will scare deer of usually, but there are no rules with deer. They do odd things. Yep.
And honestly, yeah.
Okay, Boston, that would be great if you could find that. Sally says C was also freshly shaven 9 days later. All right, let's see here. Sierra was found with GE when he was arrested on February 15, 2017. She was unwashed and unfed, and he was essaying for multiple times a day. Thank you for
okay.
Clearing that up.
Yeah.
Grizz says, running to the store. Be back in 10 minutes. Hey, Grizz, I know you can't hear me, but can you buy me some chocolate? Yes, 20 days to respond to our FOIA requests. Thank you, Vid Inquiries. $2 or $2 wave. Hop on, people. Okay, I'm like
Hit my fucking
paranoid here tonight. So after last night's stream, I'm assuming one of the animals brought in wood picks, and I found one on my foot last night. And so now I keep feeling like things are crawling on my legs.
Creepy crawler.
I hate wood ticks. She has to be involved in some way. He was very nervous at the press conference, and he had bump on head, shaved bird, no alibi on day of murders. Too many coincidences for me.
And see, I'd like to know where Curtis Fouts was on the 14th.
Yes.
He was not at work that day.
Let's see here. Hi, Sunshine. I'm subbed to your channel. Hi, Laura. It's been a long time since we've seen you. Thanks for joining us.
Randy's in the chat.
Randy's in the house.
Hey, Grizz, appreciate that, brother.
Did he buy me chocolate?
No, but he got a super sticker.
Aw, thank you.
Hey, brother. Matter of fact, while you're in the chat, he wanted to. Do you still have the download that I sent you from him on our intro?
What?
The download that I sent you from Grizz when he made our intro. Do you still?
Oh
have
yeah,
it?
I think so.
Well, you need to send it to him in his Discord messenger, and he's already figured out that he can do another song with it. So,
woohoo! Jen says, I live in Indiana. We had a child missing in the woods. We found him safe, and he was surrounded by 3 deer. Yep.
No, he was not in court. So that's bullshit. I got documentation saying he was in court in Delphi.
Rumor, it's not humanly possible for all that to be done in that time frame.
Got another super chat.
I think we were drowned, then cut. That could be. Wasn't there a cousin that went missing after Karena, last name Daly? Or
that's who we were just talking about, though, Sierra.
Now he did do a few interviews on TV, but I'd have to go back and see what he says digital, and I'll do that this week and see what I can find out.
Honestly, I think Doug Carter made a boo-boo on what's her name? Kelly. Her talk show, she had the family. Meg Kelly, Meg Ryan, whatever her name is. And Doug
Megyn
Carter.
Kelly.
Yeah. That Doug Carter said on national TV, no one ever saw BG. And I thought to myself, well, how's that when you guys made a composite sketch of him? Or if he slipped up and said that and not realizing, hey, these people, I shouldn't have said that because no one actually did see BG.
Here is the link if you would like to come on. Jeannie, I have never heard that this happened, that her fingers were cut off.
I've heard different.
You heard that it was true?
No, that's not true.
Okay. Ding.
But you being a good boy.
All right, here we go. Sunshine Kicks. Welcome.
Hello, how is everybody?
Hey, Sunshine, how are you?
Great. I love your guys' channel. I've watched this stuff for so long now, but I feel like a lot of your information has been really spot on compared to other creators that just kind of have salacious material. So I appreciate your work.
Well,
Thank
much
you.
obliged. Thank you. Seems like you got some insight on this case. What do you know?
I'm from Michigan. When I heard about their murders, like, this is the worst thing in the world. And there's something more with it. I just had a gut feeling that there was a lot going on with this case. And I'm interested in crime and that kind of things, but just usually it's just a few different ones. But this one really ripped my heart out with her having the person on video. And supposedly there was a bunch of people out there that day when her older sister dropped her off. And I just couldn't believe nobody knew anything. It just didn't add up to me.
Yeah.
A lot of things don't add up.
That's the puzzle we've been digging through.
Yeah.
People know more than what like I've always said from the beginning, there's a fear factor that's involved here. That's the whole problem, is the fear factor.
And that's where I don't know what's going on. That's where I'm a little off because I'm not from the area and I'm not sure like who they're so fearful of. Is it like local drug dealers? Is it, the county? Is it, I don't know who they are afraid of.
There's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
You hit spot on a couple of them. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I assume that's what it is, but I just don't know, like, have they been threatened? Or I've wondered if, like, some of these people that had maybe a little information, if they've been spoken to, especially with the witness that, left the area. I wondered, like, I know that she didn't feel very safe is what other creators have said. But I also wondered if someone had gotten to her, so she fled.
Well, like I was talking about earlier on the Meg Kelly show, she had the family and Doug Carter on there. And somebody asked him who saw BG. And Doug Carter flat out right on national TV goes, no one saw BG leaving the area. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on here. Now you're backtracking. You got a composite sketch. Now you're saying no one saw BG.
It makes
right.
I mean, what are you doing, man? So no, it don't. No sense at all. So.
No.
There's also so many rabbit holes you can go down because I've had so many other people of interest too. I mean, from PB to SE to GK. I mean, there's so many people, and it's like all of these people have, like, when you go down the rabbit hole, it kind of all makes sense, like that it could be that person. But I also feel like and I'm not saying family or anything like that as far as this when I make this comment, but I also feel like there has to be something personal about this. Somebody was angry, somebody that knew the family, there has to be because of the violence. Because if you just wanted to off someone, you could do a lot of different things, but the way that they went about it, they were angry.
Right.
I mean, you got to think about it. This also is that all these rabbit holes that's out there, all the people that have been spoken about or in contact with each other are all down the same rabbit holes. People of interest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it all comes back to the same people, same group of people. So that's where we're sticking at right now because that's where it's leading us.
Yeah. I know I've read also a lot of statements from people that say like, oh, the cops don't know who it is, this and that. And I've never thought that for a second. I've always thought that they know much more and they probably have a pretty dang good idea. They just can't prove it.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt in my mind.
I mean, I think they know a lot of crimes. It's just whether you can convict somebody or not.
Right, exactly. Got to make sure you got that evidence that's going to convict them before you can do anything. But in this case here, I think it's a whole lot of group of people that's involved, and I believe they're going to round them all up at one time.
And they only get one shot at this.
Right.
So they have to get it right the first time.
I sure do hope I think they will. I
hope it's sometime soon. I mean, we got a person that's been reaching out to us, and they've got friends that are associates of the Kokomo crew, and she's been hearing the whispers going around, so she got in contact with us, and she's saying in about 3 weeks or so, stuff's going to be going down. So we'll just have to see.
That would be amazing.
What's going on?
Yep.
So
I would love to hear that for that family. They've went through so much with the media speculation, and I just, I can't even imagine.
Right.
So, all right. Well, I can let you guys go. I just thought I'd pop in, and I appreciate you guys asking me to come on. And like I said, I enjoy your channel.
Appreciate
you
coming
so
up.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Just want to say, just Pam, thank you so much for the super chat. And also Laura. Marv, I can send you some chocolate. And Frank, I could send you a gift card to your favorite indie eatery. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Digital brings up a great point today. Boy, did this video. Did you see it, Frank?
I didn't really watch it because I was half asleep when I woke up and was looking at all my messages, and I noticed that he had put like almost a 4-minute video out this morning, so I have to go back and look at it.
Okay. I encourage everyone to go and look at it. It's very eye-opening, and like Digital said, there's some clips in there that I've never seen before. So it was interesting. Let's see here. Danielle says, sorry, just dropping in late now. It's okay, Danielle. We're glad you're here. I heard TK has been MIA for the last 6 weeks. I don't know. You hear anything on that, Frank?
Only thing that I've heard is that supposedly he had his foot amputated or something, and he's been going and visiting KK in jail along with the nephew.
Oh.
So that's all I've heard.
Deb says Tony is home now, but he was in rehab after having part of his foot removed. Okay.
Yeah. What I thought.
Love Steve's profile. Yeah.
All I could say is that somebody in Carroll County's got mad power.
Yeah. You did great, Sunshine. We'll be happy to have you back on the panel again. Steve on True Crime Web Channel. So we're gonna, at the end here, we're gonna take a look at that video. What was the AS Money account KK gave girls access to? I don't know. I mean, we read that in the transcripts, but nobody knows what exactly it was or what he was giving. Sally Ann says, okay, so we know what a typical hit revenge killing is, right? Yep. They have staged the scene to throw Ellie off, that's all. All the things they did is to say F-U to E-G. DG, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Pamela says, the cop who shot himself have anything to do with the murders?
I wouldn't necessarily say no, but he was aware and knew what happened, and it got too much for him, and that's why he did what he did. That's my own opinion. Steve is our retired detective who has helped on our team quite a bit. So he's also a 15-year forensic technician specialist.
Detective.
Yep.
So if you go to our Facebook page, you can find him on here. Otherwise, if you put in True Crime Web. Oh, 1 second. All right. Let's take a look at his latest video because it's really good.
Because this is a classic example and a clear example that evil lives amongst us. We cannot allow evil to prevail. Our world is completely out of balance, and we cannot allow that to prevail.
Oops.
Well, we believe that a person that would commit a crime like this with such incredibly evil intent likely has committed that crime before. And with that known, he likely will commit it again. To you, what will those closest to you think of when they find out that you brutally murdered 2 little girls? 2 children. Only a coward would do such a thing. We are confident that you have told someone what you have done. And it's probably somebody living in excruciating fear for their own safety. Eventually, somebody's going to tell me that was my dad, or that was my brother, or that was my husband, that was my coworker. And that's the only missing piece. The only missing piece.
Okay. Frank, are you there? You're muted.
Very impressive video.
So did you catch that last part specifically?
Yeah.
He basically said in that, we are waiting for that one person to identify and tell us who BG is.
Yeah.
That's the one piece that's missing. I've never heard him say that before. And then in the other section, he basically admits that he thinks BG is a serial killer. Because he says he's done this before, he'll do it again. Who's next? That's amazing.
They know who it is. They just want one individual to confirm that's who it is.
Yep.
Yes, the cop that committed suicide digital was supposedly Pat Brown's alibi. What I meant by other things could have caused him to commit suicide. I mean, he could have known about the whole exactly what happened. He knew the players involved, and it just got too much to him, and he couldn't take it no more. Things happen like that with police officers.
Yep. Stuart says, I think BG is someone not in our normal list of POIs. He has no alibi. It involves more. Yep. What if they don't know who it is? Maybe that's why it's taken 5 years. They're waiting for somebody to come out and say it's so-and-so. Vanessa said, so it's got to be someone not already incarcerated.
Not necessarily.
Right. Or maybe even unknowingly KK admitting to friends that deal drugs.
We know that the Anthony Shots account is definitely tied into this case. We just don't know who was on the other end making these arrangements with Libby. And who was ever making these arrangements had ties to BG and the killers.
And James brings up a good point here, you guys. You know, the officer that committed suicide, it could have been due to the fact of seeing what he saw.
Yeah, exactly.
Just couldn't deal with it. not necessarily that he had anything to do with it at all. He just couldn't cope.
Same thing happened with veterans.
Mm-hmm. Is that why they said you'll be shocked to find out? I think there's some higher up people that are involved in this, and when it all comes out, everybody's going to be shocked. Yeah, why not? Not sure what you're referring to, but okay. Do you think he knows it is SE? Maybe. My heart breaks because for 5 years, whoever knows has never come forward, and these families deserve to have justice for their murdered daughters. I agree. Sandra says, could be incarcerated but not charged yet. Or they could be incarcerated and just have a lower charge to where they didn't have to give DNA yet. Yeah.
Or possibly BG could be deceased by now.
Yeah.
And we don't know it. And by the way, that girl in Lafayette, that 17-year-old they found on that trail, deceased. Remember that case? Marv. Just here a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know they ruled out a suicide, right?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they ruled it a suicide with consumption of illegal prescription drugs.
Oh.
Yep. I was reading about it on Friday.
Huh. Anything about the girl that they found on the road by you?
By me?
Yeah, remember you said that there was a body found on the highway or something?
Yeah, they arrested a 45-year-old man for that.
Oh, wow.
Shot her right there in that spot in the head a couple times.
Wow.
Yep.
I just can't shake that it's Garrett Kurtz. Ever since I saw him and looked into him and sent that info to you, it's been stuck in my heart and soul, and he has killed before, correct? Yes, he has. Digital says, I think the young sketch is one of the teens in black seen by 16-year-old girl, not BG. Let's see here.
And see if any inquiries. I don't think they got a complete DNA sample. I don't think they have enough to compare it to anybody. Because you got to have so many markers in a DNA sample to compare it to somebody else. And I don't believe they have enough markers to compare.
Yeah. Anyone have any opinions on CM? Oh, we did live about him.
You talk about Professor?
If it's the Professor, we did a live about him, and woo.
Or are you talking about Christopher Mathis?
Oh yeah, there's two CMs, huh?
Which one are you talking about, Sally Ann?
Sergeant Deadhead, they were found 50
feet.
50 feet from the water. So from the edge of the creek, 50 feet in the woods. They make us wonder too. Will you have Callista on again? She was a great guest.
She reaches out to me and texts me every once in a great while and lets me know how things are going. If I believe she really needed to talk, she'd let us know.
Yep. James says, yeah, 9 markers, I believe, only gets you to about 1 in 10 men. 1 in 8 Caucasian men, I believe, could be an elimination tool, though. Correct. Did they bring GK back to local lockup? If so, you think he got beat and abused enough to agree to talk for a different prison assignment? I'll be right back, Frank.
From the information that we got, allegedly, GK has been brought back to, I believe it's Newton County Jail for in protective custody, and we were just informed today that this source that's been talking to us spent quite a bit of time with Garrett Kurtz's grandfather yesterday, and according to this person, he had stated that Garrett Kurtz has been talking. So that's all we know. We'll see what goes from there, guys, when it comes to GK being back in the lockup. I can't, let me see who. John Moore, DG, yes. It does intrigue me, but then in the same sense, I can see why. I mean, as a father myself, I'd spill the beans if I knew exactly what happened to my daughter. No matter if it takes my life, if they take my life for it, I'm willing to risk my life for my children. I don't know what the deal is with him, not speaking on this matter in over 5 years, but something's just, I mean, he might be playing that card. I don't want to be killed. I don't want none of my other family members killed. You have to look at it that way. So. Sergeant Deadhead, yeah, hoo-ah. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up to you guys. Hold on here. Oh, no doubt, Nadia. So like I said, yes, DG is Libby's dad. Yeah, Boston Christian. That's what don't make no sense to me about it. That little alibi thing that Garrett Kurtz has got talking about, that he woke up at either his mother's or his grandmother's house to see what happened to the girls the next day, woke up and seen it on TV. He said, I was all fucked up that day, all methed out. Don't remember nothing, but he does remember not killing 2 girls. That's what was strange about that statement by him to me, was that he said he don't remember nothing, but he does remember not killing 2 girls. So that always stuck out to me when he said that. CM is not playing, Sally. Garrett Kurtz has got long arms. He could reach you from and it doesn't matter if he's in jail or if he's in prison. And I totally agree with that. I mean, he's implicated in the murder of Ray Harnish, got away with that, and then finds out that the girl that he's with, Nicole, is going to roll on him for that and for the meth manufacturing. That's where he was sloppy. See, that's why we're trying to tie him into the Delphis, because if he got away with murdering the Delphis, he got away with murdering Ray Harnish, and then he murders Nicole Bowen, but he got sloppy with it, and that's how he got caught. I still firmly believe that Garrett Kurtz knows or was in on the murders of the girls. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. Marv's on the phone, guys. Give her a minute. We don't know about who set up the crime scene. Give me just a minute, guys. Oh, our source is trying to get in StreamYard. And that's who Jen's or Marv's talking to right now, I believe. She was in our chat earlier. I'm not revealing no names, guys, so don't ask. Where's all the questions at, guys? Garrett Kurtz lived in Lebanon, Indiana. That's where he grew up at. But he spent a lot of time over at Ron Logan's property because Ron Logan and Mark Kurtz, which is Garrett Kurtz's dad, were best friends. And Garrett would be over there as a child growing up, taking care of horses, playing in the creek, you know, running the trails and things like that. Yeah, Garrett Kurtz is only like 24, 25 years old. 26 maybe at that. He's a young guy. If you ever noticed, Nadine, they took every description down to BG off the FBO profile picture. No height, no weight, no age, no hair color, no nothing. So they don't actually know how tall BG is or anything. Oh, I can't wait to the day they make an arrest, and I hope it's a gang of them. Yeah, I see that, Julia. Talking about the Open Secrets interview? Yeah. I mean, he was playing it smart. He was playing it smart. She must be having her on the phone. Oh, goodness, what's going on? My neighbor's listening next door and on the live. Hey, Lexi, we're just talking about the Delphi case, the Karena McClerkin disappearance, and a few other things. It's odds and ends on Sundays. That's why we call it Sunday Fun Day on our channel. Let's see who else we got in here. Hold on. Exactly, Vanessa. You're correct on that. there's so many people that are familiar with Ron Logan's property, you can't even keep count. And then I mean, honestly, guys, I don't believe Ron Logan had any part in the murders at all. But there was a reason why in that search warrant, once again, and I'm going to keep bringing it up until somebody says something else about it, why they told you who Ron Logan called on every phone call, which was his cousin. And then the 2:09 p.m. phone call that took place, it doesn't mention who he called. And then I started thinking, hold on, that's 2 minutes after the Abby photo was taken. It was at 2:07 p.m. and then the phone call was made at 2:09. It made me kind of skeptical if there was something there to that. That somebody if he was calling somebody, let him know he's on his way somewhere, or if he was lured off the property, or what's going on. Yes, Garrett Kurtz was a meth psychosis person like crazy, Boston, according to Chris Mathis. Yeah, it was about 3-4 years ago, Olivia. And see, and I honestly believe when he and Ron Logan ended up getting that 4 years, they actually sent him to the Newcastle prison. He was there 1 year, and then they gave him that modified sentence to the rest of his time on a house arrest. My honest opinion is they had him up there for protection because he knew more than what people knew that what he knew, if you understand what that means. You talk about who said fake weed, Christian or Sandra. That's going to be Spice, K2, things of that nature. Exactly, Jules. That's why I believe there's hush money going on through the Carroll County. Slaps on the wrist for major drug charges and things of that nature.
All right, I'm back.
Was that our source?
That was our friend.
Okay. She's been messaging me why she's talking to you.
Yeah, she's good. All's good.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's 1:40. My neck's starting to really bother me.
Yeah. My arms are really hurting. I'm sorry that I had to step away, but I thought it was important to talk to her right now. So,
yeah.
And I know Frank can handle things, so.
I did. I sure did. Amy J, you got a question? Let's see.
Do you think Ellie ran surveillance footage from local gas stations to see if BG was gassing up his vehicle in town? Then again, there's probably a lot of gas stations in Delphi, isn't there? Actually, no, there's not.
Nope.
Delphi
Not
is
at all.
very small.
All I saw was the one gas station, and then across the street was the McDonald's. Then you, within 15-second drive from McDonald's, you're actually in the center of town.
And there's one gas station there. So I think there's only a total of 2 that I saw.
Yeah.
But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get going for tonight. Our schedule will go back to normal Tuesday, Thursday of next week. So, Frank, any last minute thoughts?
Yeah, Boston just asked another question. Hold on. GK is one who could get in and out of run. Yes, I would have to agree with that. Have access to Ron Logan's property? Yes. But we're out of here, guys.
Yep, we'll do another question and answer soon. And thank you so much for participating and asking your questions. And those who joined us on the panel, thank you for the super chats and the super stickers.
Much appreciated, people.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys. Peace out. One love.
One love. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.